Alright folks, so here's our attempt to play a part in decoding this Las Vegas attack. There is obviously some occult symbolism, and if you've been following the news, the story is just falling apart left and right. The timeline changing, the actors are changing, where people were is changing, who was involved is changing, the security guard is missing. It's just a total mess. So we're going to focus on those other issues a little bit later, but here's our attempt to do a first part of this, hopefully 12-part series. This is part 1. This is the 1of3aldean code, and hope you enjoy it. So, who is 1of3aldean? 1of3aldean was the country music singer that was singing at the Route 91 Harvest first when the attack started. And if you look behind the stage, and if you look at his lyrics, if you look at his music albums and videos in the past, and then if you look at the name, and if you look at obviously his tattoo that's been on his arm that's been circulating around the internet, then you can start to put together the pieces. So here is our attempt to identify 4 different elements as part of the 1of3aldean code. So part 1 is this is behind the stage. So this is the devil's hand sign. Why is there a devil hand sign right behind the stage? Obviously these are predictors and signs that are left behind as part of these types of rituals. And when we say rituals, that's exactly what we mean. These are rituals. These are sacrifices to the false gods. That's exactly what these things are. If people don't want to believe that, then that's their choice. But it's not really what you believe. And I think this is an important part of the discussion, is it doesn't matter what you believe. It's right now we're trying to focus on what they believe. Perpetrated this event, their belief system and how they operate. So yeah, I think you should suspend your judgment and your understanding of what your belief systems are and try and focus on the enemy and what his belief systems are. So if you look at it from that perspective, then some of these things will make sense. So obviously they're following some type of religion that's not part of the mainstream religion, not part of the 3 major Abrahamic faiths, and you'll see more of that in the next one. So the religion they're following is the Babylonian Egyptian religion, and that's the one that has to do with black magic and worshipping false gods. In the past, we used to sacrifice children to these gods, Baal, and some of these other ones. Child sacrifices, sacrifice of women, virgin sacrifices, those types of, and nothing's really changed. It's the same thing that's been happening throughout history, and it continues now. These are blood sacrifices. You have blood sacrifices, you have fire sacrifices, and you have water sacrifices. And I think what you're about to see next is a water one, because we've had a blood one, and this was a blood one, and then the next one's going to be that we already had a fire sacrifice, so that was in California. And following the pattern of 3, which is part of their religion and their belief system, is that there's going to be a new one. So you have to round it off. So earth, wind, fire, water, those 4 elements, those are part of their rituals. That's how they operate. So as you can see, there is the pyramid, there is the Sphinx, and there's the obelisk. There's definitely Egyptian symbolism throughout this attack. And on top of that, there was a full moon. So full moon, devil hand sign, Sphinx, pyramid, obelisk. And if you want to research what obelisk is, it's a giant phallus symbol. It represents Osiris and the story of Osiris and Isis. So right there, even before Isis had a chance to claim anything, you already had an Isis symbol there. So this is a video of the shooting. We're not going to show all of it for obvious copyright reasons, and the way YouTube has been demonetizing channels and for any excuse they can find. So if the link is there if you want to look at it. Okay, so the next one is Burning It Down music video. Now if you look at that, and we're basing this on the old pattern of predictive programming, is that music always helps, and music is part of their belief system. They use music for nefarious purposes. Part of music is what's hidden and what's embedded in the code, what's in the music video, and what's part of the lyrics. These are all clues to what they're practicing. And if you look at the red hue of the shoes, it'll start to make more sense. And think of the red shoes, the red hue of the shoes in this next series of pictures, and think of the aftermath that was left behind. So you have photos in the Burning It Down music video that's showing cowboy boots and ladies' shoes, and then watch what you see next. So here's the video, Burning It Down. That's how it begins. And then you obviously have Jason Aldean there in the back with Burning It Down. And look at the views, 76 million views and 21 million views. This is not an ordinary video. I mean, this is something that is a popular music video. So a lot of people have seen this. Now, if you look at this, this is the aftermath of what happened. This is cowboy boots on the left and bloody pavement and shoes left on the right. And if you follow the work of some of the other people like Jonathan Kleck and Quinn Michaels and Mr. Cat Eye and those types of people, you can see that they understand this is occult symbolism. When shoes are taken off or when shoes are left behind, this is part of Masonic rituals, taking off of shoes. And this was part of the Manchester ritual as well, when there was an attack in Manchester around a music concert again. Again, predictive programming with music and the Ariana Grande concert that was taking place. The iconic pictures of those are two people coming out with the hands on people's shoulders and one leg pulled up, one pant leg pulled up. That's a classic Masonic symbolism. An article about that. We'll try and link it in the description below. So here's a collage of the photos. So Burning It Down music video, and exactly as predictive programming, you have boots on the right and bloody shoes on the left. And here is the music video. Vivo is probably going to complain. So let's go on to the last part here. So these are the ending lyrics of Burning It Down. So if you now look at the last line of the song, it says, "Just to feel your heart beat against mine." So this is one of the other iconic pictures of the attack, is that of these two couple lying on the ground, just to feel your heart beat against mine. So I mean, it's just, you can't make up this stuff, and everything is not a coincidence. Coincidence theory is something we left behind a long time ago. So if you're still caught up in coincidence theory, then probably this is not the video for you. We need to move past that whole garbage of coincidence theory. So let's take a look at this third part, the name Aldean. So this is very interesting. So the name in English is Valley and Church Official. So now the strange thing is this name has connotations to the Christian religion. It has connotations to the religion, and it also has connotations with the Arabic religion.